What's the word, YouTube? You know who it is. It's your boy Big Will, back with another episode of Life After Prison. Let's run it. What's the word, people? You know what it is. Life After Prison. This is a little story about a friend of mine, was a friend of mine, who chose his gang over friendship, over brotherhood. So I went into a story, one of my videos about this gang, Crazy White Boys, that there was probably about 7 of them, and what they did is they formed a little gang in case there had to be a little race war, or in case one of them got into a fight with a Blood or a Crip or GD or a King. They figured they had a little gang, and they were the Crazy White Boys. Now, no matter what if you was in a gang or not, when there's usually a race war, it's white against black, right? But the thing is this: if it's just the Crips, excuse me, if it's just the Crips versus one white guy, that's why they formed the gang, because they don't want to be just the one white guy that had a problem with a Crip. They wanted to make sure that they had some numbers behind their back. The problem with these guys is that what they were doing was they were targeting other weak white people. You know what I mean? Like, they didn't target any weak black people, but they were targeting weak white people, and they were taking canteen from them. There was a young white kid that made canteen. It was his first time in. He was timid, so they took advantage of him. Every week they were taking his whole bag. I heard about it. I deaded that. Now, when you're in jail, you're not supposed to get involved, right? But the thing is this: if it's a one-on-one issue or something, I would stay out of it. But when you're taking advantage of another white person, you're bullying them, and I didn't like that. So I took the kid's bag and I put it in my cell, and I put an announcement. You know, if anybody wants his shit, they can have it. If they can come in my cell and get it, they can have it. The problem is these kids knew the pull I had. They knew the respect I had. They knew the authority that I have. That even if they tried me, they wouldn't have succeeded. With that being said, they were a little too smart to even try me. It would have turned out bad for them. I made sure the kid got his canteen every day. Well, a couple of months go by, and this kid Josh, he's got his brothers now. There's 2 of them leave, they go home. Another one goes to the hole. Another one gets shipped to a different facility. It comes down to the point where he's just by himself. So what he's trying to do is he's trying to recruit a couple of crash dummies. I don't want no part of that. Now, he had the chance to rock with us when we had an incident happen, but he chose his gang instead of rocking with the city that he's from, right? So it comes to a point where we have the kid next door from me. He's also a worker, and we got something happening. I set it up where some shit gets sent in. The kid next door, LJ, has it brought in. Long story short, Josh goes to LJ and says he wants to get in the car. LJ is like, nah, he ain't getting shit. You know what I'm saying? Because they had an issue one time, and Josh was yelling out the window, "Oh, you're a lame, blah, blah, blah." So when LJ tells him, "Listen, you're not getting in the car," Josh is inside the cell, and he tells him, "You're a bitch." LJ's hot. He comes to me. He's like, "Listen, I want to fight him. I want to throw a fair one with him." I said, "You got that?" I go to Josh, and I'm like, "Listen, when you come out after chow, you got to get it in with LJ." "Oh, what's the deal? Listen, you called him a lame, then you called him a bitch. You got to get it in." "Oh, what the fuck? You know, he's treating me like a nobody. He didn't want to put me in the car." That's besides the point. You took it to a different level. You called him a bitch. You know what that entails. Any of you who know about jail or have been in jail, a bitch is fighting words. Someone calls you a bitch, win, lose, or draw, you gotta go. Chow comes around, they go in, we all go to chow. They come back early. After chow, everybody gets locked down. The workers get special privileges because we're workers, so we get out. I have it set up to where Josh gets out, and I'm good. I'm cool with the CO, right? Listen, let Josh out of his cell. He's gonna come out and work out with us. No problem. I get Josh out of the cell so him and LJ can go in LJ's cell on the bottom tier, and we're in the corner. We're workers, so they can go in and handle their business. It's all good. Josh and LJ are in the cell fighting. It's pretty even at this point. They're fighting, and the problem is Josh hits him with a couple of shots and gets the better of him. Upon hitting him, he hit LJ and I guess he scratched his eyeball or something. So LJ couldn't see what really was happening. The problem is this: they're both white boys. They're both from the city. So even though they got it in, it was a fair one. At that point, when LJ had enough, Josh should have stopped. But because LJ didn't put Josh in the car, Josh was pissed, so he tried, I'm going to give him a few more. The problem here is that LJ, he was from a different gang, and he still had brothers there. So when LJ was done and Josh tried hitting him a few more times, one of LJ's brothers ran in the cell, and they ended up both blasting on Josh and broke his nose. I was on the phone with my wife, so he come out of the cell, Josh, and his nose is broke, and he's like, you let them jump me, and I'm like, I didn't let nobody do nothing. They were having you guys were having a fair one. LJ was done. You decided, no, he wasn't done. You guys are both white boys. You're both from the same city. You should have stopped. But no, you want to take it to a different level and try beating his ass to humiliate him. He's got brothers there. It is what it is. Well, we wash Josh up, and he goes back to his cell, and the CO don't see anything. About an hour later, it's wreck. Everybody comes out now. When he's out, there's 2 COs on now at this point, because after chow, the COs take their one goes for lunch, the other one will take his half hour. He'll come back, they'll switch, the other one will go for lunch. Then after break's done, when it's rec time, both COs are there. At this point, when they're there, they see something's, Josh's face is fucked up, his nose is broke. Josh leaves the unit. He goes down to medical. About 10 or 15 minutes later, we see a CO come in. They start packing Josh's shit up. So right away, we know, one, he either got lugged for something, he's under investigation, or he told. So we wait a little bit. About 15 minutes later, we see the team coming in, and they're yelling, lockdown, lockdown. At this point, we know someone's getting lugged, right? They lock the unit down, they go in, they take LJ, and they take his brother out. So we know that Josh told on him, right? On their way down to the hole, they see Josh in the hallway at medical, and he's going into, I didn't tell, and you told. They didn't know who fought him. They come in, they grab the 2 guys that you fought with. You told. The word got out, they told Josh, you're not safe here. He put in for a transfer to go to a different facility. They put him out. It came down to, when I got out, Josh reached out to me on Facebook, and I told him, nah, it's dead, dude. You had the chance to rock with us and you didn't. You ended up telling to me you're no good, you're a rat, but you chose your brothers over the boys, and you were left on your own. It just goes to show you have loyalty to your boys, and you'd be all right. But the point I'm getting at is this: if you don't do crime, if you don't go to jail, if you do the right thing, You don't have to choose your boys. You'll be alright. Keep your nose clean. Do the right thing. Stay positive. Stay out of jail. You always have a choice. Make the right decisions and you'll be okay. With that being said, it's your boy Big Will, Life After Prison. Make the right decisions. It could save you one day. Peace.